Welcome to EAC Speaks, the podcast where we dive deep into the movement to end the HIV epidemic right here in the heart of the South, Arkansas. I'm your host, Eddie Wiley, and together we're going to explore the stories, insights, and passion that fuels engaging Arkansas community's mission. Join us on this journey as we unite voices and take meaningful steps toward a world free of HIV stigma. Now, get ready for a conversation that matters. This is EAC Speaks. Hello out there in podcast land. It's your boy Eddie, your host for EAC Speaks, where we're always epic. We're excited to be bringing another episode to discuss celebrating Black Gay Pride, but more specifically, celebrating Little Rock Black Pride. Now, Black Gay Pride is a time to recognize our unique contributions, our challenges, and the triumphs of the Black LGBTQ plus individuals. Now, it's a moment to acknowledge our history and our culture, but also to remember the struggles that have been endured. The fight for equality and acceptance has not been easy. Many have faced discrimination, prejudice, and even brutal violence. Yet, through it all, the strength and the resilience and spirit of the Black LGBTQ community has shined bright like a diamond, a light that guides the way for future generations to come. And I'm so elated today to have two representatives from the Little Rock Black Pride. I have Deonte and Tarnell. Everybody give it up virtually. Woo! Hello, y'all. I hope y'all are doing well.
Hello, you doing well.
Yes, we are.
That's awesome. So, can you please introduce yourselves to our listeners and even share your role with the Black Pride organization?
My name is Tarnell Rancifer, but they call me Tarnell or Stephanie. I am with the Little Rock Black Pride on the committee. I am the associate assistant. I help with the filing and sending out flyers for meetings and basically all the little ends and odds that's dealing with the Little Rock Black Pride.
Lovely. You keep us moving, huh? Love that. Deontay, what about you?
All right, my name is Deonte Skates, but everyone just calls me Deonte or Tay. And I am the community outreach specialist for the Arkansas Black Gay Men's Forum. I'm a part of the planning team for Little Rock Black Pride. So pretty much my responsibility or job as the community outreach specialist is to get the community engaged, letting the community know what events, what opportunities are out there, making sure that the community is heard, making sure that the community has a connection to community-based organizations and the different things that the organizations have to offer. And Little Rock Black Pride being one of those things that the community needs to hear about.
Love that. That's amazing. Community is really important. So we appreciate that effort, like organizations like EAC. So yes, thank you for that.
Yes, yes.
So Tarnell, tell us what inspired you to become involved in organizing Little Rock Black Pride events.
When I came out when I was like 21, I kept it hid from my mom and everything because I didn't know how they would have treated me in the beginning and in the end. But once I came out and everything, I just like, hey, I need to find something to do throughout my day and stop being so bored in the house looking at the walls and everything. So I said, hey, I might as well just go on and do something to fulfill my day. And I said, well, since I done came out, I might as well, you know, use my spare time and to say, hey, y'all, come on, if you're hiding somewhere, come on out. We can do it.
Yes, we have a family ready for you.
Yes.
What about you, Deontay? What inspired you to become involved?
So I actually came out in 2019, and for the longest, it just kind of felt like there was something missing or like something big coming or both, And I actually started my first year last year, helping with Little Rock Black Pride, and last year was my senior year at Philander Smith now University. And I was just I was excited, but I was also nervous because this was really my first time being around community, my first time having the freedom, having the space to actually be myself and connect with others, who are who I may identify with on any different level, or even just to be open again to community and see what else is out there. So once I actually got started and was helping with Black Pride and talking to different people, like, "Oh, it ain't nothing to be nervous and scared about. It's just this is normal, But for some people it's normal, for other people this is abnormal. So a lot of things are just about perception.
Yeah, well, that's why we have this awesome podcast today. So folks who are nervous about coming out, they know that they can at least have two new voices that they can reach out to.
And most certainly can, because the closet space is not for you, honey. It's not.
All right. So can one of y'all tell me what is the significance of hosting a Black Pride in the LGBTQ community for Little Rock? Like what's the significance of that for y'all?
Well, to me, I feel that it would bring more of the lesbians and gays to come out and try to communicate with each other. Share, what's going on with them and everything. Say, hey, I was scared to come out and say this is this to my parent. Be something like a mentor to help them to come on out, because it's like you said, it's a lot of us that scared to come out and everything. But hosting this every year, it'll kind of bring people closer together. Like, hey, we want to be seen too in the community. Instead of being not being seen, we wants to be seen too.
And I agree with Tarnell, and I'm pretty sure we're probably going to say the same thing, but on a different side of the coin. Representation definitely matters. Um, Seeing people do this kind of work, that are the same skin complexion, that have probably the same, gender identity or appearance, that have the same demographic background, the same struggle with a different version to the painting, to the story. All of that matters. And, that helps people feel seen, feel heard. That helps close gaps and bridges. It helps, does a lot. And, those are little things, but people fail to realize that the little things matter and they make up the whole bigger picture. And the bigger picture it doesn't have to be as drastic or deep, but hate crimes are real. Anti,
Mhm.
legislation, all of this stuff is real and it's happening right before our eyes. So, it's little things, but it's the bigger pictures, that make up the smaller pieces.
Love that. And as you mentioned, having Black Gay Prides, building bridges for folks in our community who mostly go underserved in healthcare and arts and many of the aspects of society. So having these types of events, I think, are really important to the Black community and to the community in total, as you mentioned. So we know that there is a heavy process that comes into the planning periods for y'all, and it can be quite daunting with all of the aspects that come into it. So, what are some of the key elements that you focus on when you are planning such a monumental event like Little Rock Black Pride?
Some of the main key elements, well, the first one is, you have to have a team. And for something this large, you have to have a pretty big team. There's going to be a lot of moving pieces and puzzles. There's going to be a lot of things that has to get done, that has to get solved. So having the right team members, with the right knowledge, connections, things like that definitely helps. Sponsorships, funding is really one of the main things that we have to focus on, or that the director focuses on. And it's, a necessary thing because, again, this is a very large event for the demographic. So funding, sometimes it can take a while to get, actually all the way processed or completed. But when you have that team in place to kind of help pull those strings and have those connections in place, that makes the funding process easier so things can move along smoother.
It is a process. Like I said, you got to go from getting a planning committee together, then have a meeting and see where you want to start it and where you want to end it, and it's really a handful.
We didn't even mention marketing, and there's a lot that goes into it.
Yes, it is definitely a heavy lift. So I commend you all on the planning committee because I know the work can be a little stressful, but you think about the beauty that comes from the after. It makes it all worth it. So I know y'all have good celebrations to celebrate success. So can y'all tell me some maybe a memorable moment or a highlight from a past Black Pride celebration that you've
So there you want to go first?
had?
Well, to me, meeting new people, it's people that um well, to me, meeting new people, because like I said, it's hard. So I done met, I done met quite a bit of new people, and we sit and talk, and some of the things that I didn't know I could do, which I thought I couldn't do. One of them was like, what is that? Planned Parenthood, foster care, adopting. I didn't think that we could adopt because of us being gay and stuff like that. But it was, it was most experiencing sitting there talking to some of the people that said, hey, yeah, you can do it, and I got confidence in you and this and that. I was like, oh, for real? And that was one of the key things that, kind of took me by surprise, because like I said, I didn't think we could do that. And like I said, meeting new people, new faces, seeing some of the friends that you used to hang with, and you be like, hey, I ain't seen you in so long, or where you been, and stuff like that. It's nice to catch up with old friends.
Absolutely, yes.
I agree. Um, it's definitely nice to see new faces to even catch up with old friends. But I would say for me, the highlights were, well, there's a few. Uh, the parties or going into the evening was my favorite. And I'm just be honest. And I mean, I'm just as serious as I am about work, as serious as I am about making it in life as a Black man, just as a Black person, even as an individual, as a Black gay man. I'm just as serious about having fun, enjoying the luxury that comes with that. So being able to be in places and environment with people who can, have a good time, who can celebrate community, each other, and there not be, no confrontation, whether it's, unintentional or intentional, and there's no, fights or nothing like that. Like that's, a really great turnout for the whole weekend, each night consecutively, and some of the behind the closed doors things, just things popping up and having to roll with it. I love to kind of improvise, and as a manager I'm learning that you have to improvise sometimes. So that's something, those are things that were like my highlights from last year.
Love that. So I love that familial aspect of meeting new people, seeing old friends, having a balance of work and life. And yes, that's amazing. So tell us, what in what ways does Black Pride actually interact or intersect with other social justice movements like Black Lives Matter, the HIV movement, voting, decriminalization, all of those things? How does Black Pride intersect with those movements?
Black pride intersects with like the other social movements. One, just the cause of pride, period. So the cause of Black pride, or at least, just having a community gathering for community people that are alike or indifferential in any kind of way, uh, it just helps brings people closer together. And it also, like I was speaking about community-based organizations, they also participate in Black Pride. So, that helps brings tables and networks closer together. And it also brings just awareness to issues like we both mentioned, just having conversations, with new people, old friends, strangers, and things like that. The content of those conversations is what helps build, the network, the connection, and all of that. So, it's just different things like HIV reform, or making sure people have access to PrEP, which the ARBGM form, Arkansas Black MS form, are working on policies built around HIV reform so that more people can have access to PrEP, which prevents HIV. Now, I cannot tell you what those policies are, but we just have to keep working very hard at it because they're working just as hard against us as we are to be for us. So,
Hmm. We definitely have challenges in Arkansas. Okay.
you better speak on it. Neil, what you got?
I agree with Deontay what he was saying about, it's just the community and everything. So like I said, you learn something almost every day. But like you said, when it comes to the HIV and the STIs and stuff like that, you learn. To me, it has been a learning experience. Uh, they have the classes or sessions that they have during the day, like on a Saturday for the Pride, like it's the second day of Pride, and I have been in some of them classes, and it's like you learn something new every year, basically every day, and it's like you don't want to look at that person like, oh, so you got it, I can't be around you. No, that's not me. I'm just a people person. I love people, but I feel that if I feel that you're trying to cross me, I'm just gonna have to facilitate, just take myself out the picture and everything. But and see, and to keep problems and everything down, I just chose to remove myself out the picture. But I love the learning and everything, because like I said, you learn something new every day. If you're not reading it, you're in some kind of class or you're in some kind of session, and it's really enjoyable. Because when I come out, I'm like, oh, I didn't know, this, and they like, yeah, where have you been? I said, well, I've been around, but I don't be around people like that. Cause like I said, I probably got a handful of friends that I associate with. Other than that, I wouldn't have never known about this and about that and all these letters and everything. They like, where have you been? I said, well, I've been around. They consider me as an old school cougar. So, hey, I'm around just to myself. Cause like I said, it ain't like it used to be and everything. But I love it.
I love that. That's amazing. So you mentioned the sessions that y'all will have. Can we get a rundown of some of the events to look forward to with Little Rock Black Pride? The dates. Let's start with the dates.
So the dates are July 19th through the 21st. So with Friday, the 19th, it starts with the meet and greet. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be kind of an all day thing, starting around noon or so. Um, and then we're going to go into a few more events come later. There's going to be a few evening gatherings and stuff like that. I know there's going to be parties and stuff like Friday. Uh, I'm getting more information on Friday myself, so we can come back to that. Saturday, there's going to be a Let's Talk About It event, and this is going to be for the lesbians out there. So you guys can come and talk and have your conversations around 11 a.m. or at 11 a.m. There's going to be an advocacy training at noon. There's going to be a business seminar for like the small businesses out there that may need financial literacy and things like that. The advocacy ball. Saturday is going to be jam packed with events. That's really like the main day to catch to be looking for. Not saying don't skip up Friday at all. Please don't. And then Sunday we're gonna wind down pretty much like with the brunch. There's gonna be it's gonna be at a park. Last year it was at Bull Park. We have to follow back on the location this time. You guys can also look out on Eventbrite at Little Rock Black Pride, and then all our social media handles on Facebook and TikTok at Little Rock Black Pride, just to stay updated with the current events and whatever's going on, the different changes. That's pretty much going to be the weekend. It's going to be just 3 days, but it's going to be a good long 3 days.
Sounds like some awesome things going on. So yes, everybody, please check out their social media. I'm sure there's plenty of information that will be coming out. Stay updated on what's happening, and there's plenty of stuff for plenty of people. So what I want to ask next is, folks maybe outside of the Black community, how can they support and participate in Black Pride events in a meaningful way?
See, we don't discriminate. Um, we don't discriminate. We goes out with open arms and be like, hey, and I tell them, come on after Pride. Well, it said Black Pride. I said, well, it's basically orange, green, purple, yellow, brown, blue, whatever color you want it to be. It's just something to bring everyone together. It don't matter what race or color that you are. Me, like I said, I'm a people person. I love everyone. I love, to sit down and have a conversation with you, because it kind of, ease of mind to a certain extent, because I done had to help my cousin because he was scared to tell his mama and daddy. I'm like, well, just sit down and say, well, I'm a preacher's child and this. I said, well, a preacher's child is worse than one of us in the street. So, hey, sit down and talk and say, hey, come on out.
That also goes into advocacy and advocating for others and people, which we will be having an advocacy training workshop on Saturday. It's another reason to come.
And it's for everybody, they come out and hang with us and kick it with us and swim with us and talk a little noise with us and everything. So, I tell them, come on out. We got a couple of flyers out now, and everything. We just trying to build the community up and everything. So, like he said, we got the pool party. I don't think everybody know about the pool party, but we got a pool party this year and everything. And we got a couple of Miss Wanda is supposed to be here for Dallas. I think I want to say Saturday. She will be in the house uh that weekend. Dominique Sanchez. Yeah, Dominique Sanchez will also be here that weekend.
So, what are some of your hopes and goals looking forward to future Little Rock Black Prides? What are some of the things that you're looking forward to?
We always accepting more people into the community. We want to continue to grow and expand. Expansion is the main goal to look forward to, really. Not just Black Pride, but the different services that the Arkansas Black Gay Men's Forum has to offer, even though Pride is the focus right now. There's just a lot of different things that we want to continue to help the community be enlightened about within the community, within themselves, within others. There's just a lot of different things the community are offered that they are unaware of. And that's the best way that I could put it.
And then maybe can you tell us a little bit about the Arkansas Black Gay Men's Forum?
So the Arkansas Black Gay Men's Forum is a nonprofit organization or community-based organization that focuses on the uplifting, uniting, and connecting of again, we don't discriminate. The main focus is Black gay men because that is the target population. Where the most current events happen, just to put it in a positive manner. But we also, invite others. We don't discriminate, race, gender, color, whatever your identification is, none of that matters. We're here to help. We're here to make you feel safe at home, help provide a space where, people feel free to be them, feel free to, just kind of relax. And like Tornell said, conversation, can ease the mind to an extent. So, having that space where you can unload those worries, where you can share those fears, where you can break those barriers, that makes a really big difference, even though, it's kind of something, it's a small effect that it does. But again, that's the small with the big and the big with the small.
Awesome. So I'm looking at the events now. So people definitely check out the Eventbrite with all of the events listed. You can just search Little Rock Black Pride. It came right on up. Okay.
We are always and also accepting donations if you cannot be there physically in person or in spirit. We would love to have you physically in person, but if you want to send a donation, hey,
Awesome. Yes, sponsorship is important when it comes to events because you gotta have money to pay for the event.
we got to have materials, we got to have the stuff, and then we got to have some serious cha-ching, some serious show money.
Absolutely. So organizations look at some sponsorships, maybe a couple of packages for folks. Maybe you can pay for folks to actually come to the events. Do a little prize. Yeah. Just be creative when y'all are thinking about it. If you can't make it out, show ways to support. Now, I want to ask, how can people get in contact with y'all if y'all don't mind sharing in case they do have questions or want more information?
You can find me on Facebook at Deonte Skates or TikTok. You can hit the main pages up for Little Rock Black Pride, and someone will respond to you.
They can go to Little Rock Black Pride. Now they will get a response on that page, but I'm like Deontay said, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat. All you gotta do is just look for Tarnell Rancifer. I'm on either one of them social web sites, even including X, as they call it now, X. You can find us on one of them pages,
Right.
and just send us a message. And if we don't get back to you like right then and there, just leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Just give us a moment because that life is life and for
Yes, it
everybody at the
is.
moment. Okay.
Yes, it is.
My Instagram is underscore King Tay. That's KVNGTA 4 E's. So those are all the different ways that they can get in contact with us for any questions that they have that they need answering.
Yes. So all y'all got to do is rewind a little bit in case y'all didn't catch it the first time. Rewind. Well, I'm so glad, so glad that you both could join us to talk about Little Rock Black Pride as well as the Arkansas Black Gay Men's Forum. It's super important that we share these resources with our fellow Arkansans as well as folks across the country that listen to the show. So thank you again both for joining us. And thank you all for listening to another episode of EAC Speaks. Don't forget you can hit us up on any of our social media platforms and even send us a message if you would like to be a guest, promote your events, or anything like that. Until next time, we'll say ciao. Say ciao, y'all.
Ciao, y'all. See y'all at Black Pride.
Yes.
The EAC Speaks podcast is partially supported by the Arkansas Department of Health through a grant funded in part by the CDC. All discussion is solely the responsibility of each participant and doesn't necessarily represent the official views of Engaging Arkansas Communities, the Arkansas Department of Health, CDC, or the U.S. government.